Yo, it's all about realness. Ain't no time to dim that light. We were made to shine, so let's go. Oh, I gotta let it shine. No more dimming what's divine. I was born to be this way. Ain't no mask, no role to play.
Are you awakening to a sense of purpose and direction in your life? Are you ready to release illusions and embrace your true self? What habit patterns need to be broken in order for you to make space for this transformation? And how can you recognize your true self? See, these are a few of the questions that we deal with during the process of divine alignment. There are dozens of variations of these questions, and that leads to there being hundreds of questions that we answer for ourselves, some of them daily, weekly, and throughout the different seasons. So in today's video, and in the next several videos, we will answer between 5 and 10 of them. I'll probably try to stick with 7. And these specific questions, they're, of course, designated for my specific path that I'm currently on. But you will be able to experience my honest and authentic responses. And perhaps you will gain insights and clarity from my perspective. And you will be able to use that clarity to apply it to your strategy in your own journey towards alignment. So I want to welcome you back to the Blustrophecy. I am Blue. This is where I share my philosophy on divine alignment and authentic living. I'm here helping you to step into resonance with your true essence, liberating you from illusions, and guiding you into transformation and intentional living. So let's dive in and explore the possibilities of growth and transformation. I am awakening to liberating wisdom of consistency and patience. The power we have to completely dissolve ego-driven behaviors and embrace a more authentic way of being. The desire to align with my sacred purpose and live a life filled with passion, love, and transformation. Helping others to live a liberated life more authentically. I'm also embodying my own alignment with the intention to encourage others to do the same. It's interesting how many different areas of my life awakening is happening in this current season. It's a lot of strength, a lot of love, a lot of power, a lot of clarity, a lot of forgiving and healing, and I feel guided and more protected than ever. It's really what I want to call an interesting and enlightening period of my life. It's strength, purity, love, clarity, and everything that one could wish to be able to experience during a stage of enlightenment when transitioning from one stage of enlightenment to the next. I am fully prepared to face the truth that I've been called to be a spiritual leader, a preacher of sorts. I know that I'm called to be a preacher. It's just difficult to use that term, at least in my current limited understanding of what a preacher is or a preacher does. All I know is that I'm here preaching truth. I would consider myself a true disciple of Christ. I'm sharing the liberating light of the Creator with those of you who are ready to receive it, believe it, and act upon it. See, we're all created as children of light, and we're all blessed with consciousness. We all have at least one talent or a special ability that the world desperately needs. See, me myself, I am ready to embrace the truth that there is no separation between me and others, that we all make up an organism of interconnected parts working together in harmony and unity. And that's what we call humanity. So when I consider the truth about myself that I'm ready to fully face, I have to say that I'm just facing the belief and understanding that we are all children of that light, inseparable parts of humanity who need to learn to work together and accept one another. It's such a real and dynamic way of considering the beauty of mankind, the significance of who we are and who we were created to be. Now, when we think about the next question, whew, this is a difficult question indeed. I must be willing to release the illusion of separateness and embrace the interconnectedness of all beings, which begins with releasing the idea of I and me. Only then can we truly experience the beauty of harmony and unity. We call it humanity. We must see each and every one of the people around us as part of ourselves. And this does not, however, embrace those who violate what I call the two key principles for survival amongst the human race, and that is do no harm, which is the first principle. And when I say do no harm, I mean specifically no unwanted intentional harm to a member outside of your direct care and provision. And this includes all acts of violence, manipulation, and exploitation that lead to obvious physical harm. And then the second principle is to always treat others with kindness and respect, regardless of differences or disagreements. Now, of course, we all would work towards achieving this because from where we are now to getting there, we would all need to practice it over time. But honestly, I know it is possible. And I believe that we can do it once we learn to accept that we are all a unique part of the whole, which is the key dissolving the illusions that I see exist when helping people get closer to divine alignment and understanding its importance and knowing that it's the next stage of evolution that we're going to, no matter how it is that we seem to dictate or begin to put it together, as it were. Moving on along, My highest potential in one sentence. I would say that my highest potential right now is to be authentic and to seek the Creator's highest intention. This is a really good question because it makes me think. When I think patterns, I think habits. So I used to think in patterns of bedtimes and schedules, but now I see everything more as what's important and the importance of me being present and flexible. So a good example is when a project needs to be completed, that I work on that project with focused determination and passion until it's done, regardless of the time that it takes and what time of day it is or what time of night it is. Of course, if I can't focus anymore because I'm so tired, I go to sleep. But I still have a scheduled bedtime, of course, but I've learned to be more flexible and prioritize tasks based on their urgency rather than to be driven by the schedules that I've set up for myself and cause unnecessary stress for myself. So I'm breaking the pattern of needing to know what's going on in current events throughout the day and recognizing that I will always be able to catch up on what happened and what's going on when I've completed my day or when I've completed my week. And if anything, I guess if anything significant happened, we would all get a emergency broadcast throughout our mobile devices. See, in my life, I guess there are many patterns that I could probably drum up that I'm considering replacing with some more productive habits or patterns. And I guess that would be the lesson of this question. It would be to remind you that to always replace any pattern that you change with a new and more productive one, or else the pattern that you're attempting to change is going to return. Or it's just something has to fill that space and time. And if you don't fill it with something new, then the one that you are attempting to change or replace becomes the old habit. Where do I feel resistance? I feel resistance stepping into my higher self when I doubt my abilities and my worth. I remind myself that my purpose here is to encourage you to live a life aligned with your purpose and to become the most authentic version of yourself through removing the veil of illusion created through the false sense of self and the shadows and the traumas and the influences. And then I also feel resistance when becoming my higher self when talking with fundamental Christians about the historical Yeshua and his teachings and how they reveal a different story than the one sold to us by the church. I feel resistance when I want to do something new or attempt to raise money or ask for money or to try to sell my book on my YouTube or start a course or sell a course. I feel resistance a lot of different times when I'm trying to structure my mornings. Maybe I've let time get away from me because I got spent too much time on one project that I thought was important. The honest truth is that resistance is always going to be there. The thing is, how do we react and how do we respond to that resistance? Do we embrace what's true? Do we embrace the reality of the love that we are, the completeness that we are, the authentic self that is trying to help us to resonate with who we were created to be. And I honestly, it's a wonderful question to consider resistance and moving towards my higher self and how it really affects me. But let's move on. How do I recognize my authentic voice? It's difficult. Honestly, it's difficult. I guess the way that I would say that when I speak to others, the advice that I would give is to learn to trust yourself. Learn that the first unction, your intuitive thought, you have the right answer, because it's when we begin to doubt and second guess ourselves and attempt to organize or reorganize the structures of what we want it to be, where our doubts are, our fears come in, and those emotions and past experiences where we were unable to do something similar. All of those things come in, and those are the opposite voice. I guess that's what we call the resistance. These are the opposite voices to the authentic voice. The authentic you is the fully confident being who knows exactly where and how and why to do what you're doing. Sometimes it would seem like it didn't work out, but as long as you continue to make the effort moving forward, and all of that momentum, it builds up, and you will get to where it is that you're headed to, no matter what it looks like on the surface. So with all of those questions being answered, I do want to thank you for your time today. Thank you for investing your attention with me here on the Blustrophecy, which is Blues Strange Prophecy, where I share my philosophy on how to attain divine alignment and to live authentically in this artificial world. So please remember to subscribe, like this video, share this video, comment down below one thing that you got from this video and a step that you're going to take to be able to answer questions in your life, to be able to embrace the transformation that you have the opportunity to embrace, and be able to draw closer to your higher, more authentic self. And as always, I want you to stay aligned, stay awakened, stay elevated, and I'll see you on the next video.
See the vision clear, ain't no fear, the time is here. I won't fade, I won't bend. This my story, not pretend.